Now, the shooting of Jason Molyneux in Dublin's inner city last night has been described as a callous murder, with Garda saying he was lured to his death. The 27-year-old from North William Street was shot 6 times in the chest and stomach after he went to meet someone at James Larkin House Flats complex.
I was very, very shocked. I don't know when it's going to end.
Superintendent Jerry Murphy of Store Street Garda Station addressed the media at the back of the flats this afternoon, and he described the killing of 27-year-old Jason Molyneux as a callous murder. The father of one from nearby North William Street was shot 6 times at around 9:45 last night, just before Garda came on the scene. He outlined how witnesses said the suspected gunman was dressed in dark clothing and escaped on foot. He sought information too on a white Renault Kangoo van with a 10D registration found burnt out near the East Link Bridge this morning.
This is a callous murder. This is a murder that has occurred in an area that has been the subject of a number of murders in the past. We need the help of the community to assist us. We are out there on an ongoing basis, but we need the help of the community, and in particular I'm appealing to the community to come forward and help us with this investigation.
On a Friday night in 2008, Anthony Russell, a well-known criminal from North Dublin, was out socializing with friends at the Ardlea Inn when 2 men entered the pub causing chaos. One of the men opened fire, specifically targeting Russell, striking him multiple times in the chest. The assailant quickly fled the scene in a silver Nissan Almera, which was later found abandoned in a nearby laneway. Inside the vehicle, a handgun was discovered. Russell was swiftly rushed to the nearby Beaumont Hospital for treatment, but tragically succumbed to his injuries within an hour and a half of the attack. He was a father of 2 and had plans to marry the following month. This was not his first brush with danger, as he had survived a similar gun attack at his home 2 years prior. Russell was associated with a gang led by Christy Griffin, who had recently been sentenced to life in prison for a heinous crime. The gang, notorious for their involvement in criminal activities such as drug trafficking, robberies, and cooperating with the Provisional IRA, was thrown into turmoil after Griffin's arrest. The revelation of Griffin's crime sparked infighting within the group, leading to a violent feud among criminals from the Sheriff Street area. This feud quickly spiraled out of control, resulting in a series of violent incidents including murders and grenade attacks, causing chaos and devastation in the usually quiet neighborhood. Following Russell's death, the Garda conducted several searches and arrested more than a dozen individuals. Surprisingly, one of those questioned about a murder was a teenager. This was 17-year-old Jason Buda Molyneux, who had quickly become known to the Garda for his involvement in serious organized crime. Buda began his criminal activities at the age of 13, initially engaging in petty offenses. By 17, he was a hired gun, believed to be part of the team responsible for the 2008 killing of Anthony Russell. This was not the first time he was suspected of involvement in a murder. 2 years earlier, at just 15, he was implicated in a plot to kill a rival. During that incident, Buda, wearing a bulletproof vest, jumped out of a car and entered the St. Mary's Mansion's Flats complex. Garda suspected he was sent to search for targets amid the ongoing feud in the north of the city. However, the 15-year-old, who was also a notorious joyrider, was caught off guard when he encountered 2 police officers and was eventually arrested for driving a stolen motorbike. Buda quickly became notorious as one of Dublin's most dangerous criminals due to his obsession with weapons. He had an astonishing 120 criminal convictions, including drug possession, knife offenses, and theft-related charges, which earned him a reputation for extreme violence. While he was never formally charged with Russell's murder, he was a prime suspect in 4 other Gangland killings in Dublin, such as the assassination of Mad Mickey Devoy in January 2014, the execution-style murder of Michael Keogh in 2017, and the tragic double murder of Devoy's sister and a friend that same year. Buda had close ties with the Hutch family, especially with Derek Coakley Hutch, who was the nephew of the monk. In 2016, Buda was caught with a stolen motorbike believed to be intended for a gangland hit against the Kinahan mob, with whom the Hutch family was feuding. 2 years later, Derek became the 14th victim of the ongoing feud between the Kinahan and Hutch families on January 20, 2018. Derek, a 27-year-old father of 2, was ambushed and shot multiple times at close range as he arrived at the Bridgeview halting site. Despite the efforts of emergency services, Derek was pronounced dead at the scene. His funeral was set to take place the following week, with the wake held near Buda's residence on Buckingham Street Upper. Naturally, Buda attended the wake, intending to carry the coffin of his slain friend during the funeral. Little did he realize he would be next in line. After attending the wake, Buda returned home, where he lived with his mother and sister. However, around 8:45 p.m., Buda left, saying he was meeting a friend at nearby James Larkin House. Moments later, a Renault Kangoo van approached, carrying a two-man hit team. Buda was shot up to 13 times at close range, just a short distance from his house. Despite being officially warned by the Garda, Buda was not wearing his bulletproof vest at the time of the attack. His mother disclosed that he had refrained from going out earlier in the day, due to concerns about people watching their home and keeping track of his movements. Miss Molyneux got worried when attempts to reach her son went unanswered. She left the house to look for him, and as she prepared to leave, she heard a loud bang. Hastening to put on her boots, she moved out to the balcony and saw about 4 flashes coming from the James Larkin flats. In a moment of defiance, she shouted at the suspected gunmen, labeling them as dirty scumbags before rushing to her injured son's side. Upon reaching Buda, she asked him who had shot him, but he remained silent. He was rushed to Beaumont Hospital, where he was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. The Sphinx handgun used to end Buda's life, a rare firearm in Ireland, was discovered in the burnt-out car after the gruesome act. Despite the heavy presence of Garda leading up to Derek Hutch's funeral, Buda was ruthlessly shot, showcasing the determination of his assailants. Buda's ties to the Hutch family, especially after Derek's death, made him a target in the ongoing Kinahan-Hutch feud. Even while on bail, Buda convened a meeting with his fellow Hutch gang members, highlighting his prominent role in the criminal organization. Authorities suspect that a previous feud unrelated to the current conflict between the Kinahans and the Hutch family may have ultimately led to Buda's tragic demise. Speculation arose that he had been targeted for death following his release from prison, as rival gangs were supposedly seeking vengeance. Authorities had warned Buda multiple times about the immediate danger to his life, emphasizing the gravity of the situation. The prevailing theory regarding the reason for Buda's killing suggests a possible connection to his associations with individuals linked to an attempted assassination of criminal Derek Devoy. Sadly, instead of Devoy, his blameless sister Antoinette Corbally Devoy and her friend Clinton Shannon, who were also innocent, were fatally shot when 2 gunmen invaded the home of the mother of 6 in Ballymun in August 2017. Prior to the recent double murder, there was speculation that Buda may have been responsible for the fatal shooting of Bottler's brother, Michael Mad Mickey Devoy, 3 years ago. Michael was tragically killed shortly after serving a brief stint in prison. It is suggested that Buda's murder may have been a form of retaliation for Michael's death. Michael was suspected of shooting at a group of individuals leaving a party at a Dublin pub back in 2013. Although no one was killed in that incident, Kinahan drug dealer Greg Lynch sustained a serious head injury, and 3 innocent bystanders were also hurt. Initially, Lynch accused Bottler Devoy of orchestrating the attack. While the case of Michael Devoy's murder remains unsolved, police believe that individuals associated with the Kinahan-Hutch dispute may have been behind the act, seeking revenge for the harm done to one of their own. Despite suspicions of involvement in Michael's murder and being questioned by the Garda, Buda was ultimately released without any charges being brought against him. However, despite this, Buda continued to be blamed by associates of the Devoy's Ballymun group for the killing, prompting the Garda to consider the possibility of Buda being targeted by this faction. After a thorough investigation, the Garda concluded that Buda was indeed a victim of a planned attack involving multiple individuals working in conjunction with the gunman. Numerous arrests were made in connection to the case, but as of now, no one has been prosecuted for their involvement in Buda's death. That concludes today's video. We would love to hear your opinions on the subject discussed in the video. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and remember to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more upcoming videos.